Hello everybody and welcome back. I'm Ted and this is Board Games, War Games, and Miniatures. So since I got my Kickstarter for Batman The Dark Knight Returns, I've been a little obsessed. Now I really wanted to do a war game video, but since this came in, it's all I've been messing with. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do two videos. I'm going to do a video showing you how to set up your board for the initial book one playthrough of Batman The Dark Knight Returns. And then I'm going to do a second video of the actual playthrough. Now the playthrough indicates that it should be around 90 minutes. Well, I've only played through this 2 times, so it may take longer. It may take shorter, depending on how well I play. But suffice it to say, I'm still probably going to make mistakes. Go ahead, bash me in the comments. Tell me where I made my mistakes. If I notice them, while I make them, I will correct them as soon as possible in the video. Now, the first problem that I'm having is I really wanted to have my miniatures painted for this playthrough. As you can see down here in front of me, I have the miniatures that are required for the first book. I did clean the mold lines. I was able to prime them all black. And then I had an accident. I hurt my thumb. Unfortunately, at this point of my evolutionary state, I am unable to do any painting without the use of an opposable thumb. Unfortunately, my dexterous abilities are not great. I can't just paint with 2 fingers. I can't paint with my toes or my mouth, and my left hand is basically useless. So, unfortunately, I am not going to be able to use the miniatures for my playthrough. Let's get these out of the way here. So I am going to be using the standees. So you need Batman, Commissioner Gordon, Two-Face, the Batcopter, and the remote control bat. Those are what you need for the first book. So I will be using the standees, unfortunately. So without further ado, let's get started. I'm going to go ahead and show you in the first video how to do the setup for book 1. And then hopefully in the next couple days, I'll be able to post the actual playthrough of book 1, Batman The Dark Knight Returns. All right, guys. See ya. All right, so let's set up Batman The Dark Knight Returns, book 1. So this is what you're going to need to be able to play through the first book in this game. So let's start with just naming the components that you'll need. You will need 2 boss dice. And the boss, of course, for book 1 is Two-Face. Two-Face has 2 dice, a black 8-sided dice and a white 8-sided dice. You will need the figure for Two-Face. This is the standee for Two-Face, and this is his card. This card says Two-Face has 5 hit points, 2 dice. When he rolls the 2 dice, both sides match if Two-Face rolls the same non-miss result on both his dice. Immediately lose 1 sanity, and this is unblocked. He also has See a Reflection. Each one of the Batman heads, if he rolls one of the -1 Batman heads, Two-Face rolls deal 1 unblocked sanity damage. And as you can see down here on the card, it has a number 1 because he is the boss for book number 1. So you'll have to have the card and the figure or the standee for Two-Face and his 2 dice. Also, you need 2 vehicles. In book 1, we have the Batcopter. It says, visit Wayne Manor to acquire the Batcopter. Once per book, immediately move to Wayne Manor. Then place the Batcopter on any empty action space in the location you left. For the rest of this book, adversaries cannot be added to or moved to that space. If the Batcopter is on the map at the end of this book, return this card and the Batcopter to Wayne Manor. And again, it has a number 1 down here for book 1. The standee for the helicopter is right there. Or you can use the miniature. You also have the ability to gain the remote control bat vehicle. Again, you have to visit Wayne Manor to acquire it. Once per book, remove 1 mutant from each location adjacent to yours. Then place the remote control bat on an action space where you removed a mutant. For the rest of this book, adversaries cannot be added to or moved to this space. Again, if the remote control bat is on the map at the end of this book, return this card to and the remote control bat to Wayne Manor. Book 1. That's the card and the standee for the remote control bat. You also need your ally. And your ally for book 1 is Commissioner Gordon. Ally movement. Gordon may move through up to 3 paths. If he ends his move on a press token, remove it. That's very useful. Ally action. Quell riot. If Gordon is with Batman in a location with a riot, you may lose 1 grit to immediately defeat the riot. Afterwards, move Gordon to GCPD headquarters. And there's a book 1 right there for Commissioner Gordon. And his standee looks like that, or of course you can use the miniature. You also need 37 cards. You get the Batman card. Batman, dead or retired. Movement. Whenever you move through a location with 2 or more adversaries or a riot, take 1 damage. Fights. When you start a fight with cops, lose 1 grit. Of course, book 1, Batman. And the Batman standee looks like this. Of course, there's a miniature you can use as well. 26 action cards. Well, they come separated, and if you can see down here, some of them are fight and event cards. They have a 1 down here. That's for book 1. So you add all the book 1 cards. You also will add, this is a detective card. You also will add all the standard deck cards to your deck of cards. All cards have either fight or detective at the top and event on the bottom. These shields are used for versus mode. So you're going to put all those together and shuffle those up very well. That's going to be your action card deck. Now, you also need 3 goals. The 3 gold cards are here. They all have a 1 at the bottom. And you have 3 goals. Ultimate Training. It's gold card is in progress when there are no mutants left in a region that does not have train written next to its name. Flip this goal and claim the reward. When you do, write train next to the name of the region you cleared. And of course, if you clear out that area, you flip the card and you gain the black dice, the black Batarang dice to roll. That's one. Now what we'll do is we will place this in its area when we get a chance. The second one is So Calm, So Right. It's a gold card in progress. When there are no press left in any one region, flip this goal and claim the reward. And on this one, when you flip the goal, you actually can get 3 bat symbols and you can use them. So Calm, So Right. Reward. Place 3 bat signal tokens. Those are these over here. 1, 2, 3. Bat tokens on this card. After rolling dice in any fight, you may spend 1 token on this card to flip 1 Batarang you rolled. Limit 1 per roll. When they say flip, they mean exactly that. So if you rolled a block, you would flip it to its complete other side, which in this case would be nothing. But if you were to have rolled that, you could spend 1 of these bat signs to flip it to block. You don't flip it to where you want it. You have to flip it to the opposite side. All right. So that's healthy, but at the start of each book, you can refill this card. So don't hold on to them. If you can get this card flipped over, go ahead and use those, because at the end of the book, of course, you'll be able to use them again. So that's So Calm, So Right. And then the third one is Prototype Batarangs. This gold card is in progress. What it says is each time you defeat or remove a cop, place them on this goal. When there are 5 tokens here, flip this card and claim the reward. All right, so we get 5, we flip it over. Look at that, Prototype Batarang. Reward, permanently add your choice of 1 magnetic Batarang or 1 sawtooth Batarang to your utility belt. All right, that's cool. So those are the 3 goals that are utilized in book 1. We'll put those where they belong. All right, what else do we have here? So you have enemy token card. Your enemy token for book 1 is right here. And this basically just tells you what dice you're going to use. So the cops use these blue dice here. And it says you get to use dice 1 per cop in the location, plus 1 cop in an adjacent location, and special lose 1 grit if you start at the start of each fight. Now, if you see on these cards, the nightstick equals a miss, and the handcuffs equal a miss. There is a blank spot, there is a POW, which is a hit, and there's a block. All the blue dice have the same symbols on them. For the mutants, it's the red dice. So 1 dice per mutant plus 1 per adjacent mutant or riot. So let me explain adjacent real quick. This is your location. Anything that has a road, a permanent road on it, is adjacent. So these are adjacent to this. These are adjacent to this. Now during the game, you do have options where you can use your erasable marker to draw between areas if you want. Those also would become adjacent. You can draw a line as long as you want. You could draw one all the way up here if you wanted to. You just can't cross deep water. Now the deep water, if you see here, you have light water. It's light blue. You get out to medium blue and then a dark blue. So only the light blue you can draw through. So you can draw through this river here, but you can't draw out like this through the medium blue or even the darker blue when you draw your lines. All right, so these are similar. The bat symbol is a miss. There's a pow and a pow. There's a block. There's a bat, and a blank. And all the dice have all the red dice have the exact same symbols on them. Riots. So there's a time in the game where you can place riots on locations. A riot can come on the location when all 3 of the spaces in the location is filled with an adversary, either a policeman, this is the press, and the mutants. It doesn't matter what combination. If at the end of a round you are full, then you get to put a riot there. And then of course riots are harder to get rid of. Riots, it says they get 2 dice, 2 red dice, plus 2 blue dice. So that's what they use to fight back at you, because there's mutants and police basically at that site. So they're harder to defeat. Still, the blue dice with the nightstick or the handcuffs still equal a miss. And on the red dice, the bat symbol still equals a miss when they roll those dice. All right. Press can't fight. So that's one thing. If you have the press there, they can't fight. So that's the book 1 enemy token card. All right. What else did we have? We did everything else. There's now a story card. That's this guy over here. Book 1 story card. The Search for Two-Face. Part 1. Investigate. To reveal each clue, you must defeat or remove the guard covering it. Then use the action space where the clue is. Then what you do, so if this is a clue symbol, we'll show you how they go on. Clue symbol, when you defeat the adversary that this clue is at the same location. Let's say you have a mutant here. You have to defeat the mutant first. So you defeat the mutant, then you get to flip this over. You have to activate the area, and then you gain the clue. The clue will either be a coin, one of Two-Face's coins, or it will say dead end. If it says dead end, didn't do anything good for you. If you get a coin, one of Two-Face coin, you get to put it in Wayne Manor. It says discover Two-Face. Oh, when you reveal a clue showing a coin, place it at Wayne Manor. When you reveal a 4th coin, move Two-Face to the location where you found it. Then discard all unraveled clues and flip this card to part 2. That's part 2. Part 2 says defeat Two-Face. When you flip this card, write Two-Face's hit points in the boss's hit point hex. The boss hit point hex is right here, and per Two-Face's card, he has 5 hit points. So you will write 5 there. All right. So it says to complete this book, reach his location and defeat him before the end of round 4. So you only have 4 rounds to win the game. If you don't win the game by the end of the 4th round, you lose. All right, it says running out of time. At the start of each turn, lose 1 grit and 1 sanity. That can build up very quickly. In each round, you only have 4 turns. So as you move every turn, you lose 1 grit and 1 sanity. It can build up really quickly. So that's your story card. That's what you use for book 1. And you also have a round sequence card. This card basically just helps you, just follow along. It helps you figure out what you're doing. It has start of rounds. It has Batman's turn. It has end of round. That's the round sequence. We can go through those as we play. Also, you have a fight sequence. Whenever you start a fight, you have fight preparation, fight rounds, and fight cleanup. We can discuss that when we're playing and we get into a fight. So this is just a helpful card for you. All right. So let's go on to setting up the board. All right, new playthrough setup. Let's move this aside for now. Each playthrough begins with book 1. To set up, you will need all the standard components and all book 1 components. So anything that says book 1, you need, and anything that has an S for standard, you need. Prepare game area. Place the game board in the middle of the table. Well, of course, it's not in the middle of my table because my table is too short. Has to hang over the edge a little bit. I hope you can see it fine. Place the doomsday tracker at 2. So the doomsday clock is up here in the corner. This is your doomsday tracker. It starts at 2. Another way to lose, if this doomsday tracker gets to midnight, you lose before you defeat the boss. So it starts at 2. And we'll go through as we play. There are ways to advance the clock, and there are ways to reverse the clock. All right, place your grit, health, and sanity at 8. So these are the tokens for that. So over here you have grit, starting is 8. You have health, starting is 8. And you have sanity, starting at 8. Next, place the turn tracker next to turn 1 at the top of the GCPD. This is the turn tracker, GCPD track, and you start, of course, in turn 1. Next, place all adversary tokens, mutants, cops, and press, riot tokens, and bat signal tokens in separate piles near the board. We've done that. We've got our bat signals. We've got the riots. These are press. The green, the red are mutants, and the blue is for the cops. All right, so prepare the cards. Place following cards in the matching slot along the left-hand side of the board. So let's do that. Let's move him back here. So pretty simply, you just put Two-Face here. He's the boss. Go ahead and put his dice on him. Then you have your enemy token card. That goes right here where it says enemy token. You can go ahead and put your dice on there too, your enemy dice. Of course, you have your blue dice for your cops and your red dice for your mutants. Next, you have your ally card. Of course, in book 1, it's Commissioner Gordon. And I'm just going to go ahead and put Commissioner Gordon right here. That's his standee. And of course, you have your Batman card. Oh, let's get this stuff out of the way here. Batman card goes in the Batman slot. And the countdown card goes here So whenever you're fighting and you roll a POW or POW times 2 or whatever, countdown condition at the end of each fight round, place all Batman and allied dice showing POWs or POW times 2 here. So as you're rolling your dice, if you roll a POW, now you have less dice to roll. Same thing with the cops or the mutants. Then at the end of each fight, return the dice back to their area. So these Batarangs are in Batman's utility belt area. You can put those right here. All right. Place the 3 gold cards. So let's move this stuff out of the way for now. The 3 gold cards go here. Prototype Batarang. Ultimate Training. And So Calm, So Right. All right, those are your gold cards. All right, what's next? Place the 2 vehicle cards with the number 1 for book 1 in the vehicle slots along the top of the board. Place the matching vehicle figures on top of them. Now, I'm just going to put the remote control bat and the helicopter up here in the vehicle areas. Of course, it's hanging off the edge of the board, so I can't put them up there. For now, I'm just going to put them over here on the bat symbol. Now, when we go to Wayne Manor and we acquire these, then they can come over here on the side of the board. Let's move these guys out of the way a little more. I'll move him down here. Place a book 1 round sequence card anywhere you can easily reference it. And that's the round sequence card. And of course, you have that card there, the story card next to it. Prepare your action deck. Shuffle the standard deck together with the book 1 decks. I've already shuffled these pretty good. We'll shuffle them some more. So this is your action deck. All book 1 cards and all standard deck cards. All right. And they'll go up here for now. All right. So the dice, of course, we have 6 of the Batarang dice. We have 2 of the Two-Face dice. We have the mutant and the cop dice. Now we have to prepare the GCPD track. So for book 1, you write a number 7 in here. That's the number that you're going to have to use to prepare your track. First off, we're going to use book 1. Whoops. These are locations. Represent locations on the board. Put all book 1s together, mix them up, and randomly fill this area here. So that one says UW. This one is D. This says UE. So UW is Uptown West. You have 2 colors, a light pink and a dark pink. Uptown region is East and West. West and East. This is D is downtown. That means it's the whole area. And we'll use these as we go along. Uptown East, Midtown, Downtown East, Midtown East, Uptown, the whole region, and downtown south. Now you can go ahead and do the same thing for all of the number 2 location. All right, mix that up, nice and mixy. And randomly put them uptown west, midtown, uptown east. I don't think there's an uptown funk or downtown funk. Downtown, downtown east, midtown west, downtown south, and uptown. After you flip them face up, you can go ahead and let's go to the next step, which is place the figures at the locations where they go. So, Commissioner Gordon, where does he go? Well, Commissioner Gordon, where are you? Goes down to his house. Gordon's house in Tri-Corner. That's his starting point. Then we have Batman. Batman starts out at Wayne Tower, which is right here. And Two-Face starts up here in Arkham Asylum. So at this point, at the beginning of the game, he's still in Arkham Asylum. Now, we have to populate all the regions on the board. How do you do that? Well, first you place 3 mutants in each district in locations of your choice. So, again, this is a region. This whole area up here is one region, uptown region, east and west. But each region has districts, and they're denoted by the color. So you've got a dark pink and a light pink. You in Midtown region, you have a yellow and an orange. In downtown region, you have dark purple, or maybe this is the dark purple and this is the light purple. You also have the islands. You have Paris Island, Blackgate Penitentiary, Gotham Harbor. You have, of course, Gordon's house in Tri-Corner, and the dump. These also are parts of downtown. So downtown has an east, a west, and a south. So what you're going to do is you're going to place 3 mutants in each district in a location of your choice. So you can randomly do this. Take a bunch of mutants. So there has to be 3 in this district. I'll put 1 there. I'll put 1 here. And I'll put 1 up here. So I have 3. I've utilized 3 of the dark pink. Then we'll go, let's go 3 in the light pink. We'll put 1 here. And it doesn't matter which part you cover. I mean, I guess if you really wanted to grok it, you could determine exactly which ones you want to cover and which ones you don't want to cover. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to place them randomly. Now we have to go down here to Midtown region. I'm going to put 1 here. I'm going to put 1 here. Whoops, in yellow. Let me do the yellow first. And then need more. We're going to do the orange. Let's put 1 here. Put 1 here. And we'll put 1 right here like this. All right, so now we got to move down to downtown. So 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. Put him there like that. All right, so that's pretty simple. Now the next thing is you do the same thing. Now you do 3 cops in each region. So the cops are a lot less, but you do it in each region, 3. So I'm going to put one here. Now one of the things I am going to be strategic about is I'm not going to double up anything. If at all possible, I don't want to double up. So we'll put this guy here. So there's 3 up in Uptown region. We're going to do 3 down here in the Midtown region. Well, look at that. I'm going to have to double up somewhere. I'm going to double up right here. Now one more here, and you go to the end of a round, you're going to get a riot in there. 3 more. Let's see where we want to go in here. We'll do 1 here, 1 here, and 1 over here. And that's that whole region. And now press. Place 3 press in each region. Okay, and it has to be in a location of your choice that each have at least 1 mutant or 1 cop. So the press are definitely going to be doubling up. So let's do 1 here. We'll do 1 here. And we'll do 1 over here. Now we'll go down to the mid region. We'll put 1 here. We'll put 1 here in the middle. And we'll put 1 over here. Now we'll go down to the downtown region. I'm not going to put any more down in the islands. They're kind of hard to get to. Okay, I'm grokking it a little bit. I'm going to put 1 here. Put 1, oh, it's got to have, put 1 here. And how about we put 1 here? All right, so we're almost done. Now you just have to place the clues. Flip the 8 tokens. So here's the 8 tokens. We're going to flip them over. So we don't know what they are. Where's that other one? Oh, I threw it up here. All right, so we've got 8. Let's mix these up a little bit. Hey, get out of there. What are you doing? Mutant's trying to run away. All right. So how do you place them? So you randomize them. Place 1 random clue on a mutant at Arkham Asylum. All right, so I guess we have to have a mutant at Arkham Asylum. There you go. Face down. Place 1 random clue on a mutant at Arkham Asylum. Then place each of the 7 other clues on a mutant of your choice in each other district. Mutants with clue tokens are referred to as guards in Book 1. So once a mutant has a clue token on him, he's actually considered a guard. He's guarding that information. All right, so I have to put 1 in each other district. So let's go here. 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 go down here. And I have one left. Let's put one. Let's put one way the heck up here. All right, so now we have everything set up to be ready to play. There is one more thing that we have to do. And so what happens is, well, it's actually in the gameplay, and I can explain it later, but it has to do with how these are what's going to be added at the end of each turn to the board. So what you have to do is you have to decide how many of each. You have to use 7. So these here, you can write a number that all equals 7. So let's just say for simplicity, we're going to put 2 mutants here. We're going to put 2 on that turn. We'll do 2 cops and then 1 mutant. 2, 4, 6, 7 equals 7. So at the end of each turn, at the end of the first turn, 2 mutants are going to be added to Uptown West. At the end of the second turn, 2 reporters, 2 press, are going to be added to downtown area. At the end of turn 3, and so on and so forth. We'll fill those out on the next video. We'll go through our building our hands in the next video. But basically, this is everything you need to do to set up and prepare yourself to start playing Book 1 of Batman: The Dark Knight Returns, the game. I hope you all come back for my next video when we'll play through the first book of Batman: The Dark Knight Returns. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching.